Hello, guys. I was thinking, and I heard this question asked at one of the forums earlier this week. As you know, I'm running for Killeen City Council at large, and the question was about what is the role of the council member at large. And so, as you may or may not know, the at large member represents the entire district of Killeen. So all of the voters are represented by the at large person. And they have key roles. Excuse me. One of them is citywide representation, right? So, as your at large city council member, the responsibility is to make sure that our residents, our citizens are heard about the issues and the needs that they have, and then that is brought to the city council for action, if possible, within the city charter and within the budget and other regulations. One of my primary goals is to help to improve communication between our city members and our city council. We have way too many resources available to us today for anything to be hidden or misunderstood or not known. And I realize, as being a resident here in Killeen for so many years, actually since 2009, that oftentimes there are great things happening or initiatives being pushed forward, but a lot of the citizens just don't know. The information isn't really flowed through, it isn't put in layman's terms, and it's not widely distributed. If something can go viral for being very silly on social media, why can't the information that we have available in the city council and the government so that our citizens know and understand? We manage their expectations by giving them all of the information and just letting them make the decision and helping them to understand the process. Because as I begin this position as a city council member, there's going to be a lot for me to learn and many processes that go along the way. And some things that seem that they should be instantly done may not be able to because of a lot of other reasons behind it. So, one of my main goals is to help to improve that communication and representation of city personnel, our members, our citizens, between us and the city council. And I hope you vote for me as the election begins its early voting, which starts on the 20th, which is next week. And I am number 6 on the list. So think of West is the best for the city of Killeen. Thank you very much. Hey again, this is Delsina. I am following up with my series on what is the role of a city council member. So, as I'm going through this process of the election to become your next city council member at large, which again, early voting starts on the 20th of April and goes through the 28th. And then election day is the 2nd of May. And I am number 6 on the ballot. So look for Delsina West. West is the best, number 6 on the ballot if you would like to have me as your representative or city council member at large. So, one of the additional roles that a city council member does is the policy and formulation, right? So, as part of the member council, we pass ordinances, adopt budgets, set tax rates, and determine city services. And those city services, as many of you are familiar with, are like the police and fire department, working with roads, uh, improvement, which I understand is a very, very important issue for many of the city members of Killeen. And of course, looking at ordinances and passing those according to the rules, the regulations, the charters, and all of those things. Many of these things have a long time process in order for them to be enacted long after someone has brought up the issue or a problem has been found. One of the things I've learned in speaking with the members of the city development and so forth is one of the processes that have to do with road construction. Now, there have been road construction. So, guys, don't say that the roads are not being fixed because they are. They just may not be going as fast as you need to, and they not be hitting your neighborhood, and you may not see all the things that go underneath it. But one of the interesting things that I learned about road development and construction is as they begin developing and repairing roads, part of the reason why they take so long is because the city wants to make sure that the roads meet all the standards and requirements for a strong, safe road, okay? The foundation itself. And at every layer that is laid down, a core sample has to be taken out, sent away to a laboratory inspection to be processed to make sure that it reaches the standard. So think about it. Every time you've seen road construction and they laid one layer of something down, a core sample has to be taken out, sent off to be inspected, come back with the recommendations, and then they can move to the next layer. Those are some of the things that take a long time to do. Now, I've lived in a city like Detroit where the potholes are as big as cars. So, some of you, if you haven't lived in a big city, you really don't know what potholes really are. And their solution for that is to quickly just tar over the potholes, which creates a temporary fix. But after the next season, it's back there again. The city of Killeen is trying to do this without having to redo city streets over and over and over with quick succession. And so, therefore, by me learning that, I understood that, oh, this process takes a long time. There are a lot more involved than just what I see. There's a lot of underground inspection and determination and processes that have to go through in order for these roads to be done. If you want information about what streets and roads are on the list for when you want to, for the ones you want to see getting done, there is a list in the website for the city of Killeen that can show you what roads that they have scheduled to be working on and how long it'll take before they get to other ones. So, as a city council member, part of the process is to pass ordinances again, adopt budgets, set rates, and determine our city services. So, as your council member, I hope to be able to do that in an open and transparent manner so you can understand the process, get on board with supporting it, and then let others know about the process so that we can all share and have better expectations of what our city can and cannot do. Thank you. Hey guys, Delsina here. I am running for City Council Member at Large for the City of Killeen. Elections are coming up this week, the 20th of April, and they will run through the 28th of April, and Election Day is on the 2nd of May. So I'm here online to continue a series that I just recently started about what are the four major roles of a City Council member at large. So one of the main things is that we should be able to be the citywide representation. That's what our main job is as an at-large member. There are several districts that have independent representation, but with the at-large, we represent the entire district. The second one is city management oversight. The third is community advocacy, and then the fourth is, did I get them all right? I'm looking at my notes to make sure. Representation, policy formulation, city management oversight, and community advocacy. So I spoke about the first two in another video, and so now I'm going to talk to you about community advocacy. So this is basically more focused on citywide concerns such as infrastructure improvements, public safety and economic development, and aiming to represent the entire city population. Now, I must say that I hear a lot about what is wrong with the city of Killeen at several of the city council meetings. We talk about, we have issues with our roads, we have issues with safety, we have issues with our homelessness populations, we have issues with a variety of other different types of things. And when I had a meet and greet recently, I spoke to some people who had some of those concerns. One of the concerns was about the homelessness situation. And I asked the person, I said, well, if you had a magic wand and you were able to do anything to change that situation, what would you do? And so the person responded that I would build several more homeless facilities for the homeless. And that sounds really great. Now, from my understanding, the city of Killeen, we currently do have a homeless shelter. And there were plans to build another great facility for the unhoused and low income. However, building a facility is one thing. Managing it, upkeeping it, and maintaining it is a whole nother thing. So the city may have the money to build another facility, but then where will they get the money to hire staff, manage it, maintain it, and make it a place that is safe and viable for those that it's built for? Those are some of the things that come with community advocacy. Infrastructure improvements, of course, that is has to be planned, looking out at the future and the current needs, and making sure that we build according to how we anticipate the growth of the city, so that it can handle better streets, traffic lights, and schools, and sidewalks, and those types of things. And public safety and our economic development. Economic development is a great one in Killeen. Unfortunately, we are at a disadvantage because a large base, 30% of our population, is military. And from that population, we have a lot of retirees who are tax exempt. And the taxes are usually what a lot of cities rely on in order to do the things that they do for their citizens. So we have a slight bit of a disadvantage. But in the process of building a bigger and better Killeen, I want to help us to bring more infrastructure, bring more businesses, sort of the projects that we have out at Wolf Ranch that is coming up to bring technology so that we can hire the students that are graduating from these great programs at Texas A&M and CTC and several other initiatives like that. As I become a member of the council, I'll have a better insight as to what we can and cannot do and where we can get help from and where we can really make a huge difference in the city of Killeen. If you have suggestions or ideas, I'd love to hear them. That's why we are members of the city council. We want to hear what you have to say with good, solid solutions that will help us to make Killeen the place where you want to live, work, and play. Thank you very much. Remember to vote for me, Delsina West. West is the best, number 6 on the ballot on April 20th through the 28th, and Election Day, May 2nd. Bye bye. Hey guys, this is Delsina. I am running for Killeen City Council member at large. The election is the 20th to the 28th of April. There's early election, and then election day is May the 2nd. I am position number 6 on the ballot for city council members at large. So remember, West is the best when you're looking to vote for your city council member. This is the fourth and last in the series of the 4 major things that a city council member is responsible for doing in their role as the city council member. So the last position is the city management oversight. Now, this is a huge one right here in the city of Killeen because we are having the current city manager, Kent Cagle, retiring in the end of May. And so the replacement for him is going to be a major shift or update in the city council, in the city's financial management. Currently, the city of Killeen is in the process of putting out requests for candidates, and there will be interims that will be placed in that position as that process goes through. The current city council membership is doing that initiation, and then it will be up to the new city council to finally elect the new city council member. So if that's something that's very important to you, you want to select a council representative that can look at the facts, that is able to identify and understand the qualifications of a person, the character of the person, which I believe is an important issue also, the strengths, the strategies, and their motivation for doing the job. Those are all important aspects. And so you want to select someone who's well spoken, who's knowledgeable, who is bright, open minded, and willing to look at all of the facts in making a good decision for the city of Killeen. So that is the end of my series of the 4 things that a city council member is responsible for: communication, city management oversight, advocacy and infrastructure, policy formulation, etc. So thank you very much for taking the time to listen. I hope this has been informative, and we'll see you out there at the polls. Bye bye.